The Boys Season 3. So this season we follow the boys as they learn of a mysterious anti-soup weapon that actually might be strong enough to take out Homelander. And this leads to a whole new war with the Seven and the introduction of the first legendary superhero, Soldier Boy. So this is actually the first time I've ever talked about this show on my channel, although I've been a fan of the boys ever since it first aired on Prime Video back in July of 2019. And I checked out the comics after I saw the series initially, and honestly it just wasn't for me. But given the many changes that they've made to the story in the show, everything feels like it just works way better in this adaptation. But let's go ahead and talk about what they have going on here in season 3. So this season is just as chaotic as the previous 2 seasons, and just like in season 1 where they had that explosive initial first scene where A-Train just fucking blasted through Huey's girlfriend Robin, season 3 has a crazy ass standout scene that just might give you nightmares. It is by far the most unsettling what the F scene of the series thus far, and even with that said, it's still funny as hell. Honestly, I think they just wanted to remind us that not much is really off limits when it comes to the boys. But anyway, I thought this was a pretty good season, and I enjoyed it a lot more than season 2. Homelander is, he's still on the cusp of losing his shit. Butcher is becoming more of a maniac just like in the comics, but there's still that humane soft side of him as well. Huey has more of a voice in this season, and although he's still that whiny guy, he also has grown some balls to a certain extent. Oh, and we learn about some deep history about Mother Milk and some very traumatic moments from his past. And really, I can just go on and on about the characters here because there's just a shit ton of great writing and character development from this season. Okay, so just as a warning, this is where I'm going to get into some mild spoilers. I'm not going to reveal anything that hasn't already been revealed in the trailers, but you are going to get a heads up as far as what to expect this season. So yeah, no full-blown spoilers here. I'm not going to do that because that would go against my embargo. So yeah, I can't go into certain things anyway, but I am going to talk about some things as far as what to expect and some mild spoilers. So for one, like A-Train's personal family struggles with his brother and sort of his views of the black community and how he wants to help. We also finally learn why Black Noir wears his mask and who he is, like we get a reveal there. Also, we get to see Herogasm, which is an orgy party for superheroes, and that shit is just as ridiculous as you might imagine. And outside of that, there are some little Easter egg characters that get revealed this season from the comics that people may not be expecting to see, which was also pretty cool. Overall, I had a good time with season 3. Also, Jensen Ackles was fucking awesome and ruthless as Soldier Boy. I'm a fan of Supernatural, and I must say the guy fits like a glove in this show. I wasn't quite sure how his chemistry would be like in a show that's so crazy like The Boys, but yeah, it fits and it works. And although there is a lot of praise here because I did enjoy the season, to me it felt like the introduction of Soldier Boy this season was just to buy the show some time. He is an awesome character like I've already said, and he certainly adds to the storyline. I mean, there's a huge chunk of the lore that he's going to contribute to the show, but by the end of this season it feels like we're kind of back where we were at the end of season 2, and it didn't really feel like we made a whole lot of progress. Like the needle just didn't move that far to me, but that's just my opinion. That's just how I felt personally. So I'm giving The Boys season 3 an 8 out of 10. I thought the season was a shit ton of fun, like I've already said many times. There's a lot of politics that are very similar to real world politics that we have seen in recent years, which this show isn't really new to doing, but it stands out a lot more this season. So I thought that was cool to see how they would incorporate those things into the show. There's also a new introduction of another compound V-like drug that also shakes things up this season as well. So that's going to make things very interesting, and that's exactly why you guys see Butcher, with the laser eyes in the trailers. Which if you've read the comics, you already know that the boys use Compound V to be able to level the playing field against the heroes. There's also rarely ever a dull moment, which is something I just gotta give this series props for, just for keeping that consistent cadence, And also, it was finally nice to see Homelander shook, because the guy is just too damn powerful. And yes, I know Superman was the inspiration for this character, obviously, but it was just nice to see something challenging him. But anyway, the first 3 episodes of season 3 will be available Friday, June 3rd. But there you have it. And if you enjoyed the content, you know exactly what to do. Thank you guys for watching.